Gonna do an intro.
Hello, everyone. This is the first and inaugural Dungeons and Dragons with Shitlords. We are going to be streaming as often as we can, whenever we can. This adventure is going to last for quite a bit. We'll try to draw it out and have fun with it. So we're going to go through the players. We've got Eeyore or Spencer. We have Schoolboy, we have Punnisher, and we have Xelthor the Blind, or Ethan. So whenever you see them pop up or they say their name, that's what's going to happen. So we'll start with the character introductions. We're going to start here with Eeyore. So Eeyore, you are playing
Sarashaw at a Bahamut, a
Okay.
male dragonborn of silver ancestry.
Okay, give us a little bit of a background of your character.
He was born to a caravanning family, had a young and mostly uninteresting life until he was around the age of 5, where his family caravan was attacked by bandits. His mother, father, and entire family were slaughtered. He was found by a priest of the local temple to Bahamut and taken in as a orphan and eventually became an acolyte. He swore vengeance upon the bandit leader, with which was named One Eye for an injury he sustained during the raid, and upon turning 17, left the temple in search of One Eye.
Okay, so that's where we'll begin. You've kind of grown into your age, being trained martially at the church. The clerics there were much more interested in having you be a defender of the faith. You had grown up focusing more on fighting than anything else, especially given the oath of vengeance that you've given yourself for wanting to get revenge for the murder of your family. You had gotten some credible intelligence that the bandits that had attacked your caravan were close by. They were planning on raiding a small village. And that's where we'll open up. You are moving to this village in aid. As you just get outside the town, you notice some campfires. What looks like several covered wagons, very odd design, are nearby.
Well, in which case I would approach openly yet cautiously and attempt to greet the inhabitants of what appears to be a caravan.
As you approach, you notice some people. They look somewhat familiar, somewhat odd as well. They're dressed in garb that was very similar to the group of bandits that had attacked your caravan, but at the same time, they're not wielding weapons. They're not, they don't have hostile intentions. They just kind of look like they were dressed in similar ways. They're wearing brightly colored outfits, lots of gold and red embellishments. But again, their body posture does not show that they are like outwardly hostile to you as you approach. One of the men in the group kind of, holds out his hands in kind of a greeting and says, friend, traveler, you are welcome to sit by our fire and warm your bones.
Thank you.
Is there a reason why you travel these roads?
I am in search of a bandit, a one-eyed bandit. Has distinctive scars over where his other eye once existed.
Ah, yes, we know who you seek. Unfortunately, he is one of our brothers, so we cannot give you, we cannot give him up quite so easily. But the grievance is yours, and we will not fault you for it. We can point you in the direction that him and his band had gone and urge you caution.
That would be very nice. Thank you.
Sure. And he points you out in a direction into the marshes surrounding the village. What you would suggest tactically would be the direction from which the attack would come. That would definitely warrant the ability to, have an unsuspecting or a surprise attack. So you start heading in that direction, and you notice it's a very marshy, kind of swampy area. And as you wade through the muck, looking for the attackers, you see fires out in the distance. It's getting to be later in the night. And as you approach those fires, you start to notice that there's this mist forming around your feet. And as you get closer, the mist is getting ever thicker.
I would quicken my pace slightly, ensuring that I do not make too much noise, putting my hand on my sword, ready to strike if necessary.
Okay. As you approach, the mist gets thicker and thicker until it almost is impossible to see. It's, pure darkness in front of you. You cannot, you reach your hand out and you can't see anything. As you approach, trying to be as stealthy as your bulk and armor might suggest you be able to, the mist slowly subsides as if it had just come and gone. And when you can see clearly again, the fires are missing.
I would investigate the local area where the fires once were.
Give me a survival check.
20, non-natural.
Non-natural 20. As you cursory, glance around, you investigate the formations of the trees. You're astonished by the fact that you didn't walk into some of them earlier, because no matter what direction you're looking at, you can't get your bearings. It looks like you have been transported entirely to a new place and time, as if the swamp that you are in right now is not the swamp you were in moments ago. Schoolboy,
Oi.
give me a little bit of a story about your character.
My character is a human barbarian. His name is Olvir Ulf. He was the son of a medicine woman of his tribe, and his father was a common man, a farmer like most of the other people in his tribe. And so he learnt, as a barbarian, a lot of battle skills, but he also learnt a lot of smithing skills and farming skills. And during the coming of age ceremony that all of the boys at the age of 16 had to do, his mother brought him into her tent and gave him a rune casting and a card reading. And it pointed him in a way that was going to mean that he was going to bring honor and grace to his tribe. And so after the ceremony, a big feast was had, and he was given tattoos as a sign of manhood of his choice. And so his left arm is covered in tattoos and symbologies representative of his tribe's god of death, and his right arm is tattooed in symbols that are representative of the god of life. Something happened which forced him to leave, And so he took the great axe that his father had brandished for him, and left, and set up, bought a little smithing shop. That's it. Set up a smithing shop and made his humblings. Not his humblings. Made his earnings through fixing travelers' equipment as they traveled through, and also helped the village out that he went to with their horseshoes and other needed things through his skills in blacksmithing.
Okay. So the Ulvir here is the sort of thing where you've left your tribe's village and have kind of set out to make your own name for yourself, or make money, so to speak, outside of the village, right?
Correct. Yeah, he left for personal reasons, is what I can say.
Okay.
And
okay.
While he left and had this shop set up, he was looking through, going through the woods to get some firewood and whatnot, and came across a corpse of a wolf, and it seemed to be about 2 weeks dead, and he could hear whimpers from a puppy. So he collected that pup and taken care of her ever since.
Okay. So, as you were coming back to your shop, you notice out in the distance a covered wagon. Very, very gaudy colors, very bright colors. And you notice that there was a man standing at the front of your shop waiting for, service sort of thing.
Hi! How may I help you?
I'm guessing you are the proprietor here.
Yes, that is me.
Good.
The blacksmith of the local village.
We are looking to have our the horseshoes on our steeds repaired. Would you be so kind as to help us with this endeavor? We must get going soon.
Okay, sir. Let me get the food for my wolf ready, and I will be out. Just so you know, the horseshoes are 5 copper pieces each, or 1 silver piece per horse.
Sure. We only have 1 horse, you see.
So 1 silver piece then.
Sure. He hands you the silver piece. After you've completed the work, it's your typical putting horseshoes on a horse. You've done it several times for several villagers. While you're doing the work, he gives you this story. He says, there's a blight coming to the land that I'm from. We are looking for brave adventurers, people of metal, to aid the populace, the peasants and farmers, the poor and downtrodden. They are not able to rise up against these evil forces, these dark forces.
Are you asking me to come along with you?
If you would, it is definitely appreciated. Much suffering can be avoided if more people were to throw their lot in with people they don't know. I'm not asking you out of some sort of obligation, but we are desperate in need of brave and noble men.
Aye. What about my shop and what about my keep?
If money is what you seek, if treasure is something that you covet, I am sure to say that there are plenty to be had in the coffers of these dark forces that array themselves against the villagers.
My last question for you is, will I be able to bring my wolf with me? She is like my second hand.
If she is your responsibility, that is fine.
Absolutely.
So after you finish getting the horseshoes on and having this conversation and agree to follow the stranger, you notice you're following behind the covered wagon, which he calls a Vardo. And after several minutes of traveling toward the village, a thick mist rises up around your ankles and starts to envelop you. The trotting of the horse, the creaking of the wheels starts to grow distant and seems to fade as much as it was, there to begin with, until the culmination brings you to the fact that you can no longer hear the horse or the wagon, and the mist has all but enshrouded you, and you cannot see, a foot in front of you. And as the mist subsides, you notice that your feet are getting wet. You look down, and you are no longer on the path into a village, but rather in the middle of a swamp, treading deeper and deeper into the depths of the soggy marshes. Xelthor.
Yes?
Okay. Give me a little bit of background about your character, since Punisher is AFK.
Okay. I see. I made terrible timing as well. Decided to try and make food, but all right, I will make this quick.
Okay.
Babidi boopy. I'm playing Kobold. I'm Kobold, right? Name is Ur'Chantik. It's a sorcerer. Yes. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention earlier. What am I supposed to do?
Just give some sort of background for your character, like how they got to where they are.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. So essentially, from what I understand of kobolds, he seems to be of higher intelligence, on average than other kobolds. So he left his tribe, seeking more knowledge, and to go live into seclusion away from the more tribalistic and animalistic, traits of the rest of his people. So he went to go live in seclusion to try and learn and figure things out. Try and see what he could, come up with, I guess, after spending years and years in seclusion. And it seems that he never really, what he was looking for, never really, found what he wanted. So he's going off on this journey to finally find it.
Okay. So as you travel, and you've kind of built up this hermit-like existence, you also are wizened enough as a kobold to know that most humanoid races not gonna like you. So you try to avoid villages and most settlements as much as possible, stealing what you can, scrounging and scavenging what you can, going so far as to not necessarily or unnecessarily interact with very many people. Obviously, you knew that something was special about you because you were the only one among your tribe back when you lived with your tribe that could perform magic. Inexplicably, at first, things started to explode around you as some of your cantrips would be triggered without your knowledge. And later on, you learned to control it and knew the ins and outs of these magics that you inherently could cast. So, as you were scrounging through one of the villages, getting several. Maybe stealing a pie from cooling from a windowsill, maybe swiping a couple of fresh pieces of produce from a locked up stand in the middle of the night. You were headed out into the wilderness again to kind of seclude yourself from the people of the village before any of them were able to find you. And you notice that there's this odd sensation around your digitigrade legs, a cool sensation, something that you've never really experienced before, unless you were wading in the pools back in the mines that the rest of your tribe had taken over. And you notice that there's this, white, milky white mist forming around your feet and rising up above you. It doesn't take long, given your stature as a small kobold, to fully envelop you. And when the mist finally subsides, you are standing waist deep in a swamp, completely transported to someplace new, someplace you've never seen before. And with that, we will move on to Punisher.
Okay, my character's name is Garin Falion. He is the third son of Count Garin Falion of Carnacre. Traditionally, the Count of Carnacre has 3 sons. The first one becomes his heir. The second one is sent to the king to work his service as a knight. And the third is sent to the Temple of Apollo to become an acolyte. So on his 12th birthday, he was shipped off to become a priest. He spent 5 years studying at the temple, and he was ordained as a priest on his 17th birthday and sent back to his father's court. He wasn't even there a week when he was sent off to live as a hostage with his family's sworn enemies as part of the treaty that ended a long-standing and very bloody rivalry with Count Barton of Brownfell. And while he was there, he fell in love, very predictably, with the Count's daughter, which neither of the Counts liked. And eventually they tried to run away together, but Garin got captured, beaten nearly to death, and sent back to his father. Emmeline, however, wasn't captured, and he's been searching for her ever since. She never made it to the place they were supposed to meet, and he spent pretty much his entire year and a bit since then looking for her and hasn't even found any leads.
Okay. What did you say her name was again?
Emmeline Dorno.
Okay.
Daughter of the Count of Brownfell.
Okay. I'm guessing by this point you're an exile among even your family for having attempted a sort of a shirking of your familial responsibilities, right?
Well, they are not happy with me about it, but my job was to be a priest, and I'm still in good standing, so I'm still upholding the family's name. But they're more than a little pissed off at me because the hostilities with Count Brownfell had only just ended, and very precariously, and I basically have just set them in motion again.
Okay. Okay, so you were performing services at the Church of Apollo, and a traveling band of people had come in to offer up their services. And one of them, among their number, was a bard. And he starts telling this story of a missing woman lost in the marshes. It sounds very similar to Emmeline.
Well, I certainly am very interested. I will press him for all of the details that I can get.
He starts to recant this story, talking about how there's lights and mysteries within the swamp in the next in the fields far from the village in which the temple to Apollo is, and the description of the woman in question in the story is eerily similar. He says that the account is true and that it was a local legend among him and his traveling ilk. And he says that he can take you there if you would like, so long as you're showing interest.
Absolutely. I will gather up all the things that I need and tell him to take me there as quickly as possible.
Okay. As you enter into the fields far from the village, the growing ever distant in your wake, you start to see mists coming up out of the marsh as you approach, leading past the wagons and the traveling group of men that are leading you in this direction. And eventually the mists start to gather up around your ankles and envelop you in a white darkness, something you can't see more than a foot in front of you. And then when the mist eventually clears, you are standing in the midst of a swamp, entirely alien to you, something that you do not recognize. The same sort of landmarks that you had left behind are no longer there. And you are now in a clearing in the swamp. You know, it's as much of a clearing as you can get. And among you is a dragonborn, another human, and what looks to be a kobold, which is odd. You've heard of and seen kobolds, but only amongst tribes and down underground. So this odd sort of meeting among four people, chance encounter within this alien swamp, is where we set the stage and begin the scene.
Nana, my wolf, spelt Nanna, starts growling at the three individuals who had just appeared out of nowhere.
I'm guessing
your
you're
mud
gonna
up pink skin.
I'm guessing you're going to be carrying her because the swamp is pretty thick. I'm sure she would be enveloped entirely by the murky depths.
Correct. Yes, I have her around my shoulders.
Yes, and as I said, I move into a slight hostile position and I yell at the human, "Shut your mud up, pink skin."
I look at this
Gar-
character and place one hand on one of my axes.
It's like we have a Mexican standoff or something.
Garin quickly draws his mace off of his back and kind of gestures around at the others with it. Who are you people? And why did you bring me here?
That's my name.
I'd search for a bandit. Might be one of this one's friends. No, I suggest you take your hand off that axe, or I'll take it off of you.
Olvir looks at the kobold and smiles. I've heard of you guys. curious little creatures, and looks back at the Dragonborn and smiles, takes his hand off of the axe, and grins. I was approached by a traveler to help him with a blight that is coming into the land. He needed my help. I agreed. A mist surrounded me, and now I'm here.
You come here for a noble cause. If that is indeed Bahamut's will, I will join you in that cause.
Garin, seeing that the hostility seems to be slightly lessening, puts his mace back on the holster in his back and calmly looks around at the others. I'm searching for a girl. I was told that she might have been spotted out here, but then my guide got lost in the mist, and here I am.
What of you, Tiny? Why are you here?
I come seeking enlightenment. But as others walking, I don't know.
It's fucking retarded.
No, I like it. I like it.
Do you think you would be able to walk in this marsh?
It's coming up to about his waist.
So he'll have to more wade than anything.
Carry me, numbskull.
Would you like some help?
I can't take myself seriously.
All right. Night begins to settle over the swamp, cloaking the dense undergrowth with darkness and turning the water's surface to black. With it comes a clinging, creeping fog rising from the water like a spectral steam. The fog surrounds you, its dampness caressing you like cold, dead hands. The swamp seems to retreat from the mists. The sights and sounds disappearing into some unseen distance. All that remains visible is the cold, choking fog. Even your companions seem far away. For a moment, everything is quiet. What few sounds you can hear are amplified by the surrounding mists and your own breathing, your beating heart, and then the fog begins to dissipate, fading away as quickly as it had appeared, leaving you and your companions alone in this dismal swamp.
Nana starts to growl again. Hush, Nana, hush.
Finally, we can agree on something, Pink Skin.
We need to see if we can find some place to get dry.
I agree. Which way do you suggest, monk?
I could just shock you all to death. That'll dry you off.
You can try, Tiny.
Don't know how much you know about water, but I wouldn't suggest that while we're still in the swamp.
I think I see a bit of land that's camp-worthy enough in the distance.
Well, the swamp seems darker than it did before. The nearby trees have become twisted shadows and claw-like branches reaching out, and the foul odor rises from the murky water. Overhead, through the tangled branches, the sky also appears strange. The stars have been subtly changed in positions, and the moon is closer, nearly full. The menacing clouds begin to roll across the western sky like a curtain of black smoke. But in a few moments, the clouds blot out the feeble starlight completely. A storm is brewing. A very bad storm.
I pull out a torch and light it to give us some sort of light.
Okay.
Is it helping any?
Yes, it does cut away the darkness. You notice as you look closer at some of the landmarks and things like that that you've seen that there are several downed trees and that there's like hempen vines nearby. It seems like someone has lashed some of these logs together, these fallen logs together, and it could be serviceable as a sort of raft. Maybe with a little bit more TLC that you could get it worthy to rise above the swamps and get somewhat dry.
Olvir trudges towards the structure and spends a couple minutes examining it to see if he is able to fix it.
Give me just a wisdom check. I'm not sure if any of the skills would necessarily apply. So you roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Okay. Give me a second here.
A little sad.
Is it just him or everybody?
Like,
You can if you want to aid him. You can all make that roll if you want.
so I'm a little sad. I was eating like a
I
meatball
definitely
sub.
will. 24, natural 20.
Nice. Okay. You notice that this lashing of logs and vines appears to have been made by hand. That someone had come before you and had made this sort of thing and had run it aground with very, very short amounts of effort and time. You can get the thing worthy to rise above the swamp in no time.
I got a 19, but I don't think that'll help much more than what Punisher got.
I'd say between the two of you, yeah, you realize that it wouldn't take much effort to make the thing sea-worthy, or rather swamp-worthy.
Okay.
Get out of my swamp.
I don't know about the monk, but I proceed to make repairs to the raft.
I'd say between the two of you, yeah, you finish making the repairs and get the thing floating above the water, and all climb aboard so that you're out of the stinking swamp, getting yourself somewhat dry. The night progresses, and you notice that there's a slight current to the swamp, as if taking you deeper into it, as if there was a river outlet.
I don't know about you, but I'd rather see what this river holds.
Better than sitting here doing nothing.
Until more information is given.
Okay. The night turns everlasting into day. The clouds still remain in the sky. Not a drop of rain has fallen yet, but it is still overcast. Barely any light is peeking through the treetops and down into the mists. The day is dark and dismal, painted gray with mist and clouds. The sun has not yet shown its face since you've arrived, and the air was clammy and cold. The water below the raft is several feet deep. To one side, black logs drift lazily atop the stagnant water. To the other, shadows slip through the trees and the underbrush, moving in time with the raft. Your eyes, the eyes of the swamp are upon you.
Nana, sitting beside me, starts to whimper.
I would say at this point, anyone who's trying to keep an eye out from the raft, give me a perception check.
So would that
And that's a
include
roll
me?
of a d20.
That would be a d20 and add your perception if you are trained. If not, it's just your flat wisdom.
So I should do this?
I got a
yes.
10.
I don't know.
A 7
D20.
natural 1.
Um, 16 plus 2 is 18.
Okay. Xelthor, did you roll? Or you don't have d20, do you? I can roll for
Well, I
you.
mean, I have an app.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Okay.
fine.
That's what I'm using.
Well, okay, real quick. So there's like on my little character sheet thing, it says wisdom, and then there's like a modifier.
Yes.
Does
It's
that-
adding the
does
modifier.
apply?
Yeah.
So
Unless
rolled a
you're-
d20.
Yep.
The thing generated a d20, and it gave me a 19.
Okay. So of all of you, when you're looking out, Schoolboy, give me another d20 roll real quick
14.
for Nana. 14? All right.
14 for
By
now.
the moderator.
So of all of you while you're out kind of suspiciously looking out at the swamp as it's the darkness is encroaching upon you, the only people that scarcely notice something are sorry, I can't remember the names. I'm trying to use character names rather than player names. Ur'Chantik and Olvir. You notice that one of the logs that seems to be drifting nearby is somewhat more pallid gray shape. It's much larger than almost all the other logs. In fact, it doesn't even quite look like a log at all. It looks more like scales rather than bark.
Olvir looks at the kobold, and then at Nana, and then at the other two. And Nana continues to whimper.
Garin looks up at the others. What? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you're momentarily distracted, Garin.
That doesn't look like... Well, it doesn't look like a log.
That is no log. It is not.
If it's not a log, then by all means, figure out what it actually is. Log.
Try and grab it. I dare you.
And risk you pushing me into the river. I'd rather not trust you yet, pink skin.
I'd say this log in question is drifting closer and closer to the raft.
Okay, will someone do something because it's getting closer?
Steer away?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I
let's
like
avoid
this
the
thing.
not a log if we can.
Okay, whoever's steering the raft with a 10-foot pole that was found nearby, give me a dexterity check. So talk amongst yourselves. Whoever's going
That might be Garin. That might be why he was so preoccupied and didn't notice it.
Okay. So Garin, give me a dexterity check.
3.
Yeah, Garin.
Okay. As you are attempting to maneuver the raft away from this object in dispute, the object itself rises a little bit further from the swamp and lurches violently, like lightning, up onto the raft, and you see it as a gigantic crocodile. Roll for initiative.
Which one do I roll for initiative?
D20.
All of us?
Yes, everyone roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Garin, 15.
Dexterity modifier. I got a 9, and then I gotta add a 3. So that's 12.
Okay, hang on one second,
got-
guys. I need to get my pencil. Where the fuck did my pencil go? God damn it.
12 as well. I told you it wasn't a log.
Well, now we
Yes,
know.
you're very smart.
Shall we get rid of the interlooper?
Oh, I guess I need to roll for Nana as well.
Nana, I'm going to treat right now. She's too young to be
Okay.
an effective combatant, but she does provide you benefits like can growl or yelp for early detection, so to speak. Okay. Ur'Chantik, what was your roll for initiative?
Oh, I got a 9, but then plus 3 dexterity, so 12.
12. Sarashaw?
It was 8.
Garin?
15.
Okay. And Olvir?
12.
12. Okay. Sorry, Garin. You go first.
I will grab my mace and whack the thing.
Okay. Roll to hit.
21, not natural.
It's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
7.
7. Okay. So now it is the crocodile's turn. It's going to turn on you since you were the one that struck it, and it is going to try and latch onto you with its massive jaws. And it rolled a 13. Does that beat your AC?
No, my AC is 17.
Okay. You nimbly jump out of the way and narrowly avoid these gigantic jaws clashing into or at you. Then it is okay, between Sarashaw and Ur'Chantik, which one of you has the higher dexterity modifier? I'm assuming Ur'Chantik.
I have plus 3.
My initiative was 8. I'm not even in the tie.
Oh, sorry, no, it would be
Olvir.
Olvir, yeah.
What am I looking at?
Your dexterity modifier.
Oh, dexterity, I have 2.
Okay, so yeah,
Nope.
Ur'Chantik
Yeah,
goes
2.
first. So it's Ur'Chantik's go.
Okay. I'm rolling a d20.
What are you?
For what?
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Spell, maybe?
Which one?
I mean, should I really do anything? I mean, because we're in a swamp covered in, like, it's a lot of water.
Just torch.
Never mind. I don't know.
Just torch the thing.
Chromatic orb, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Okay, that's a first level spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me check chromatic orb.
Pretty sure. I blame Eeyore if it's not.
Of course, you blame me, Tiny.
CH. There we go. Chromatic orb. Yeah, it's a first level evocation. You can choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder for the type of orb you create. Which one would you like to create?
Lightning.
Okay. Oh, sorry. There's one major problem with chromatic orb.
Oh, great.
It requires a material component, a diamond worth at least 50 gold pieces.
Wouldn't his arcane focus counteract that?
Arcane focuses only counteract the material component if it is less than 10 gold pieces.
Okay, cool. So blame Eeyore.
I was say you still have other spells you can cast though.
Witch Bolt.
Witch Bolt. Okay. For that, I think I need to make a dexterity saving throw, right? Let me check. Witch Bolt. Crackling beams. Oh no, you make a ranged spell attack. So roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier.
Oh, so spell attack. D20. 19.
19. That's easily hits. Now you roll a d12, and that's how much lightning damage you deal to it. And what this spell is that every turn that you choose to, it's concentration. So every time you take damage or anything like that, you have a chance of breaking the spell. But so long as you don't cast another spell, you will constantly do 12 or a 1d12 points of damage every turn. It comes back to you.
Wow.
You have essentially
Okay.
created a link between your poem and the creature of lightning.
So do I continue to apply the spell attack modifier?
No, yeah, it's just the straight d12 for
Okay.
damage.
Oh, I rolled a 4.
Okay, so you dealt 4 damage. Not a bad hit. Okay. So then it would be Olvir.
I see the string of lightning that is coursing from the kobold's hand into the crocodile or alligator.
That's a crocodile, yeah.
It's into the crocodile, and
Forward real quick.
better judgment to not straight on attack.
Well,
So-
I'll let you know. It's easily avoidable. You can, circumvent it and attack it from a different angle. So you wouldn't,
the
break
alligator isn't. So the alligator itself isn't electrically charged.
No, so to speak. Like if you were to attack it, you wouldn't be interrupting the lightning stream.
You might be damaged yourself.
Okay. So, as this crocodile has jumped up onto our raft, nearly knocking it over, I enter into rage.
Okay.
And I take out my my great axe
All right.
and swing.
Choppy chop. Okay. Go ahead and make your attack.
I got a 12 plus 2 is 14.
Okay, it's gonna hit. Roll damage.
Okay, 1 second here. When you make a melee attack and use strength, you have. Sorry, I'm just reading out what Rage is doing. Should I roll for strength?
No. When you roll your damage, you roll whatever your weapon damage is. You add your strength and then however much additional damage you deal whenever you're enraged.
Okay, so I roll a d12, which is an 11.
Wow.
Okay, put me to shame. Fine.
And then when you make a melee weapon attack, use using strength, you gain a +2 bonus to the damage roll. This bonus increases as you level.
Yeah, so for like in terms of that kind of stuff, you would deal 1d12 plus your strength modifier +2 when you're enraged.
Okay, so now I gotta look at my strength modifier.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
Your strength modifier is 4?
Yes.
Okay, so you deal a grand total of 11 plus 4 plus 2.
17.
So 17 damage. How would you like to kill this crocodile?
I would like to chop its head off.
All right. That's exactly what you do. Your axe bites down into its scaly neck, and the head comes free. As soon as
I'll wear its face.
As soon as the creature is dead, the witch bolt ends. It the snap of energy returns back to your little kobold hand.
Who's hungry?
A very fine job, companions. This should be a grand adventure. But if there are gators in this river, I would prefer going to land. Any disagreement?
Nana walks over and sniffs the head.
By the way, everyone just got 25 experience.
Garin looks at the lightning mage and says, "Remind me not to piss you off."
Do well to remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I can do my smiggle.
Oh, please, Tiny. I could throw you 30 feet with ease.
No. It's the precious is precious. Ruts and guts in his pockets.
Potatoes.
That's
Fuck, that's better than mine.
that's.
I'll stop now.
All right.
This outlandish creature is mimicking another outlandish creature. This is
I
amusing.
know, right? Okay. So, yes, you're left with the conundrum of what to do with this crocodile corpse. Whether you chop it up and render the meat or not, that's entirely up to you guys. I'll leave it so that if you do, just give me a quick survival check to see how many rations that you can make out of the meat.
Can I skin it?
Yeah.
Can I wear its
I'm
face?
gonna.
We're chopping it up.
I'm gonna skin it and chop it up for rations.
Okay.
Keeping the pelt.
Give me
the pelt.
Give me a survival check.
13.
13. You weren't able to save the skin. Unfortunately, you're.
Can I assist?
Sure. What did you get?
I got a 13 as well.
A 13 as well. Unfortunately, even among the two of you, you weren't able to save the skin. It was shredded too much while you were trying to get at the meat. And you were able to remove enough meat to cure and preserve for a ration for each of you for one day.
Very good. Now that we have extra food, can we proceed to land before another one comes onto this raft and drives us back into the water?
Olvir looks over at the kobolds and sees that the kobold is playing with this shredded alligator skin and laughs to himself.
You hadn't fucked it up. I could have made a better loincloth out of this.
Well, you have a ragged set of robes, something
Wow.
that looks like actual cloth, not necessarily animal hides, but yeah.
Well, okay. I made an assumption. Fine. Alligator
your own
skin wizard
character.
robes.
That would
Yeah,
be more
don't worry
like
about
leather, man. Anyway, the day winds on. Sorry. And the raft slips through a tangle of tall reeds growing up beneath the black murky water. The fog is dissipated, and the surroundings are still gloomy. Overhead, branches entwine to form a dense canopy. The sounds of the swamp are louder now, and they echo through the trees. Unseen creatures slide through the reeds below the water's surface. A chorus of croaks and ribbits begins as if to greet you.
Ribbit.
Growing so loud that almost every other sound is drowned out by their raucous song. Then all at once the chorus stops.
Thank God.
Am I within jumping distance to land?
No, like I said, you've just gone over a tall bangles of reeds, but if any indication of the pole that you're using to kind of push the raft along in the slow current is any indication, the water is actually quite deep here.
Right.
I need
Looks like we're
everyone to give me a perception check.
Perception check.
Yes.
Nat 20.
All right.
22.
a 5.
Hang on. Okay. Perception check. This is a D20 again, yes?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got it. 2.
Okay.
Wait, with
so,
perception, are we adding anything?
just
Your
your
wisdom
perception.
score.
Your wisdom, and then if you're trained in it, your
Proficiency bonus.
proficiency modifier. Yeah.
Haha. 7.
Okay. So, of all of the party here, the only ones that notice are Sarashaw and Garin, as the croaking of these frogs that had become cacophonous only moments before is to your horror become clearer as 4 massive frogs the size of a wagon cart kind of are squeezing through the trees, and that would be an initiative roll.
Back into combat, eh?
Yep.
If I ain't getting a
8.
claw
Oh,
shot from
jeez.
this thing, it's worth it.
11 for Garin.
Six for Olvir.
Does it include us as well, or just them?
It includes everyone. So yeah.
Oh.
Give us another.
That's how
D20
good your
something.
perception score was. Doesn't even notice.
I don't know what am I? Is this a D20?
Mhm.
I'm just. Ugh.
Wait, D20 plus what?
Your dexterity.
Okay.
Bro. 15.
Okay, sorry. Hold on. I was writing down the prep for the encounter. Garin, what was yours?
11.
11. Olvir?
6.
Sarashaw?
8.
Ur'Chantik?
15.
How much?
Xelthor.
He
What?
said 15.
Oh, 15.
I said 15.
Okay. Sorry.
I already did. Okay.
All right. So, yes, the only person that anticipates and sees this attack coming is Sarashaw and Garin. These massive frogs immediately set upon you and lash out with their long, sticky tongues. The first one fires one out at Sarashaw. And rolled a 10. It's definitely not going to beat your AC. One's going to lash out at Garin. Fuck. That would be a 7. And so I'm guessing it's a miss. And then one is going to fire one at Ur'Chantik. God damn it. This D20 is retired for now. That was a 6. So, yeah, no. And so after that is Ur'Chantik. Your go.
What am I doing? I'm sorry.
Attacking the frogs.
I'm still lost. I'm attacking frogs. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, these tongues were like the size of a large python as they shot out like a bullet coming right at your heads. All of you deftly avoid them, but only narrowly.
Right. Some attacking things. Yes.
Yes.
It's attack or die.
Okay. I'm gonna. I can do Witch Bolt again. Yes.
Yeah. I think you have
Witch
2
Bolt.
spell slots, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So it's going to
Witch
consume
Bolt.
your second spell slot, but yes. Okay, so make your spell attack.
Spell attack.
Which is a d20 plus your spell attack modifier.
Okay, so that's 10.
Grand total?
Yeah.
Okay. That is not enough. Your witch bolt, you were, the log or the raft lurched slightly and threw off your aim. So the next is Garin.
How far away are
Thanks for raft.
They're about maybe 10 feet away.
they? All of them?
Yeah.
Or are they spread out a bit?
Yeah, they're all in each in different directions.
Oh, so
shit,
they're attacking from all sides?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a perception check of +4. Damn it.
I am going to toss out a sacred flame on the one closest to the front of the raft.
Okay, that's I think a dexterity check for me, right? Or dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. Versus your spell save DC. What is your spell save DC?
14.
Okay. I rolled a 4 with a +1 is a 5, so that's definitely a failure. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 7 fire damage.
7
Or
fire
is it
damage.
fire or radiant? It probably
I think
doesn't
it's-
make
I think
much
it's-
difference.
I think it's
Radiant damage.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put my other thing. Oh. Fucking. There it is. So how much was it again? 7?
7.
Okay. All right. So after Garin is Sarashaw.
I ready my short bow, prepare an arrow, and fire it at the very target that is flaming and screaming.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Can frogs
And
scream?
They can croak.
14. Short bow is dex, so that's a 14.
And say, come on, Xelthor, you of all people should know.
You know what? You're
Hopefully
right.
this one's
I
about
didn't
to
even
croak.
think about that one.
The Kikastanis.
Is
Okay.
14 a hit?
Yes, it is. Roll damage.
I have no mouth, but I must stream.
5
5.
plus dex would be nothing, which is just 5.
Okay.
Oh wait, ranged not proficiency.
All right. After Sarashaw is Olvir.
Oh, they're far away. They're
It
10.
didn't die? Inconceivable.
Yeah, I know. The one that you both have attacked looks injured, very, very injured, but is still alive.
Hmm.
And remember, there are 3 of them.
3. Twice.
I can't throw my axes. Or can I?
You can. You can make 1 attack with your dexterity modifier, and then another one, or your dexterity modifier and your proficiency score. And then for your offhand, it would be just your ability score.
Okay. So I have 2 hand axes.
Okay.
And so I pick up 1, and I look to the frog that is in front of us, the one that's most damaged, and I huck the hand axe towards it.
Okay.
I haven't read through them, no, because I'm playing my game.
Oh, oh.
Okay. Go
So
ahead
what
and
do
roll to attack. It'll be d20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So
For the first
6
attack.
plus 2 is 8.
That will be
Proficiency.
a 10. The axe sails into the distance, lost in the reeds.
Fuck. Oh. Shit. Oh,
Way to
fuck.
go. Leave it to the tiny person to finish it off.
Yeah. There's nothing more I can do.
Oh, you could throw the other one.
Okay, let's throw the other one.
Okay. This one only gets your ability score, so it's just a d20 plus your dex.
What?
It's a 5 plus a 2, so it's a 7.
It's just joined its brother.
This is why I don't throw things. This is
Okay.
why I don't throw things.
This is equivalent to me in real life. I can't throw shit either. See, I
All
can
right,
throw it
top of
long
the
distances. I just can't.
The one that had taken the sacred flame is going to fire its tongue at Punisher. Or, sorry, Garin. Ooh, okay. That is a 14. I think he said his AC was 17, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that would be a miss. Then the other one is going to fire one at Sarashaw. Great. That would be an 8, so that's another miss. And then the one at Ur'Chantik is a 15. What's your AC?
My AC?
Yeah.
Armor class.
Armor class, 16.
How is it 16? What's your dex bonus?
Draconic armor 13 plus his AC bonus, which is plus 3.
You have a...
What?
Wait, draconic armor?
Due to his sorcerer archetype.
They have that? Let me check.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe we're all taking a shit.
Sorceress.
That is correct. Draconic resilience.
It's 13 plus your dex modifier. Yep. Yeah, you have a 16. All right. So it misses as well.
Nice.
So, top of the initiative for all of you guys, Ur'Chantik.
Does this mean I'm broken?
That's you.
Oh wait.
It's your turn.
It's
Your
go.
turn.
Make your move.
What am I doing?
I'm sorry?
I'm a little lost. I wasn't paying attention while you were looking things up.
Oh, it's your turn.
It's your
Oh. Okay. So first, is it with the way spells work? It's like one. You can only use one per battle or per turn.
It's one per turn. You have 2 spell slots. You've already used both of them. So now the
Yeah.
only spells that you can cast are cantrips. So if you have any damaging
Okay.
cantrips, you can use those. Or you can run up and try to stab a bitch.
I've Ray of Frost cantrip.
Okay, that works.
It's a good one.
So
Jesus Christ.
Is it the same thing with the other ones? I just roll a d20 and then do a d12?
It's roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier and see if it beats the AC. And then I'm looking up Ray of Frost right now for its damage.
24.
20, well, that's a hit. Let's see.
is it nat or not?
Ray of Frost.
That is
1d8 cold damage.
Is it a nat 20 plus 4?
It's a nat 20 plus 4.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20. That's a critical hit. You got to let me know when you roll a 20. Okay, so roll
Just-
roll 1d8 and let me know what you got. And which frog are you attacking? Are you attacking the one that's already damaged, or are you shooting something else? Or one of the other?
If I already hit the one that was already damaged, would it die?
You don't know. I ain't going to tell you.
D8?
Yes.
Fine. It's a 7. Just a natural 7.
You rolled a 7. Okay, which target are you shooting at?
The almost dead one.
The injured one? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
just get it out
as-
of the way.
As soon as your Ray of Frost touches its head, the entire head immediately frosts over, and it slumps to the ground and shatters on impact, and the entire from the neck down has kind of just been frosted over completely. So it is out of the fight.
It's one big old frog down.
Okay. After
To
Ur'Chantik
go.
is Garin.
All right, I will pick a new frog, and I will cast Guiding Bolt at it.
All right. That's another one where I need to make a save, right?
No, it's a straight attack. I rolled
Okay.
a 20.
A natural 20 or an...
Normal 20. I would tell you if
Okay.
it was a.
Okay. Yeah, it's a hit.
It does 16 damage.
Wow. All right. Yeah, it's right. 40. Well, guiding bolt. Yeah,
46.
it's a first level spell. So yeah, it's 46. And how much did it do?
16.
16. Okay. The bolt streaks forward and crashes into this, extremely huge frog. You deal a grievous wound, but it is still alive. After Garin is Sarashaw.
Are any of our people hurt?
Not right now.
No.
Okay, good.
I haven't been able to fucking hit you guys.
Yep. And if you say that wound is so grievous, I will finish it off with another arrow loosed from my short bow.
Okay. Take your shot.
18 is the d20,
Okay, that's a hit.
and 3 is the damage.
All right. Yes, you drive the arrow directly into its eye, and it falls over, slumps over into the reeds.
Cool.
Olvir.
So I take I unsheath my great axe from its holster on my back, and I lunge at the frog that is left.
Okay. Roll to hit.
How
19.
many axes? How many
19.
axes did you
Plus-
have?
19 plus my dexterity?
It's strength, actually.
Strength. Oh, shit. What is my strength modifier? 4?
Yeah, +4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
23.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, well, it's
and
also
then-
plus your proficiency bonus, too, for the roll to hit. So you've hit. Now roll damage.
It's
D12 plus 2.
What's this unarmed strike?
Hmm?
That I'm armed. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. 7 plus 2 is 9.
9. 9 damage. All right.
Yes.
You deal a pretty bad wound to this thing. It's definitely bleeding. And with this one, we're back to the top of the initiative with the frogs. That one is going to try and chomp down on you with its mouth.
Okay.
And I rolled a 21. That's gonna hit you.
That's gonna hit.
Yep. So let me get one of these bad boys out. Yeah, I dealt damage to you guys fucking finally.
How bad did you hurt the pink skin?
2 damage. You are
Isn't there a
also
thing-
restrained.
Great weapon mastery. Take a -5 to hit the damage.
Oh yeah, but you need to let me know you're doing that when you roll to hit.
No, I get that. I get that. That's only if it's a crit, or it's reduced to 0. I get an
Yes.
extra.
Yes, it's when it's reduced to 0, or if you get a critical hit, you get an extra attack.
And
Okay.
then, okay. So I'm at 14.
After that is Ur'Chantik.
Okay. So I have a light crossbow,
Okay.
right? So I'm
I'll-
assuming.
I'll
Right.
tell you this much in advice for free.
Wait.
Light crossbow might not be as good for you as firing off that ray of frost. That ray of frost, unlike your witch bolt, you can do
Wait.
as many times as you want. Cantrips don't have
What?
a spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're ray of frosting.
Okay.
We're ray of frosting.
Ray of frosting. I can just imagine this
I want a
frog.
ray of frosting.
This frog is just covered in cake frosting. Bitches,
Yeah.
what?
This was a spell originally developed by the Keebler elves.
Well, you are in a forest, or a swamp,
I'm sure there are some like mushrooms or something, little mushroom houses.
La 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 la. Go ahead and make
La
your
la
attack
la
roll.
la la.
All right, so it's D20 plus 4. That would be a 16 plus 4, so 20.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a hit, and then I just roll a D12 by itself, no modifier, right?
No, it's not a D12. It's a D8.
You're right. D8, 7.
Okay. That's a pretty nasty wound. The thing looks to be on its last legs. After you is Garin.
Is there one fully good one and one nearly dead?
No, there's only one nearly dead one, and it currently has Olvir in his mouth.
Okay,
Like
I will
Olvir's
go
legs
with
are sticking out the mouth.
Sacred Flame again.
Okay.
Dex save DC 14.
Okay. I rolled a 6, so I failed.
And that's 7 damage.
7 damage, all right. With your final sacred flame, the thing bursts into radiant fire and slumps down to the ground. When it finally does let loose of its death grip on Olvir, he's able to pry himself out of the creature's jaws. And we're out of initiative.
I am covered in frog saliva.
Yes. Let's get
Frog
that off.
mucus.
It's a lot
Wading
better than
through
being
the
covered in
water.
frog stomach acid.
Yes. I'm also in the water, so I have to wade towards the raft.
Yes. Everyone just got 38 experience, by the way.
Ooh.
There's frogs.
Is anybody going to help me up onto the raft?
No.
Yeah, I'll pull you up. Do I need to make a save to pull him onto the raft?
No. It's you're not in any danger, and you're not trying to do it under duress, so it's fairly easy. Just pull them up.
You already
Garin
had your
will
back, no.
tend to his wounds.
Okay.
I'll make a medicine roll.
You can't really heal anything with medicine. What medicine's really for is for stabilization, unless you
Is it
took,
only for stabilization?
unless you took I think it's healer feat. Then you can use a healer's kit to heal someone with medicine checks.
I think I have that.
Well,
I have an herbalism kit. I have a medicine, like a 3 medicine.
Mm-hmm.
now that you've had your bath, pink skin will deal with your wounds. Lay on hands, 2 hit points used.
Okay.
And let us now focus on getting out of the reeds and to shore.
I don't know. That water's pretty refreshing.
No, it's not. It's sticking to you. It feels terrible. You come away like
swamp.
your skin is slightly discolored from getting into it. It's kind of gross.
It's swamp water.
I can still lie about it.
Oh, okay.
Sarcasm.
Oh.
Well, no one else is going to. I grabbed the pole and
So
attempt
sarcasm
to
check.
dislodge our raft from the reeds and push it towards one of the shores.
Sarcasm check. Okay. Yes, you get yourself underway again. You get yourself out of the reeds and start moving. You begin to lose meaning of time. You're never sure if it's day or night. You sleep whenever you're able, when the reeds are not scratching at you and reaching into the raft like thorny, viney hands trying to grab you and pull you. Eventually, you all are able to get to sleep, and you sleep in shifts, I'm assuming. So all of you get the benefits of a long rest. So you recover your spell slots, and you get your hit points back.
Not that it was necessary.
When the daylight seems to shy away again, you notice that the cloud cover is still very much threatening a horrible downpour, but yet a drop has yet to fall. And you're able to make out as the swamp tends to clear a little bit from the forest, the trees and the reeds, and opens up into a wider water body. You see a small. What?
Can I do a religion check?
For what?
Olvir notices the markings on Garin's clothing.
Yeah, actually, give me a religion check.
Okay, and that's 20.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You notice the holy symbol.
No. I didn't. I'm just rolling. I was asking if it was a d20.
Oh,
It's
yes.
17 plus 2, 19.
Okay. Yes, you do notice the vestments, obviously by the spells that he's also cast, that he has some sort of religious or divine nature. You've heard of clerics casting the same sort of spells. And you also notice his holy symbol.
His holy symbol and his shield both have a big ass sun on them, so
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Praise the sun.
I I mentioned to Garin that I recognize that symbol from somewhere. Tales of a temple that worship a sun god.
There would be an awful lot of tales about Apollo. I'll be happy to tell you some of them later if you wish.
Well, if you are from one of those temples, and if the tales are correct, why don't you ask your god to cast some light, some sunlight? This cloud cover and dreariness is really, really getting to me.
See, the thing is, I'm new and he doesn't like me that much yet.
I'm just an acolyte, guys. Come on.
Pathetic.
Of course. The Pinkskins always pray to their gods when they need help. Gods only help those who are worthy of help.
What about you, Dragonborn?
I
Are you
serve
worthy?
Bahamut. And I hope I am found worthy before the Platinum Dragon himself.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to know what's in the further open area.
As the water opens up into the the sort of river area, you notice an island out amongst the far reaches of the water. A little island of dry land rises out of the stagnant water. A light comes from a fire that forms in the center of a small camp. In the flickering light, you can see brightly colored gypsy wagon, 2 old mares, and 3 gaily clad children and an old woman. A moment later, 2 men step into view. One is old and thin, and the other is young and strong. They settle themselves beside the fire. Then the old man looks up, directing his gaze of his good eye upon you. The other eye is milky and blank. The man smiles and motions with his withered hand, inviting you to join his group.
Let us move
What do you
to shore.
think, girl? Sorry.
Give me a d20.
All of us?
Who, Eeyore?
Okay, wait.
No, schoolboy.
Okay.
Since he's
Sorry,
talking to
I
his,
just figured out.
he's talking to his wolf. A 7.
Yes.
The wolf seems pretty distracted, just kind of yawning and curling up around your neck.
Useless mutt.
Hey, she's just a pup.
Then why bring her?
She's my second in command.
Go for the eyes, boo.
Second. If she's your
I eat
second,
it?
I'd hate to see your army.
Hey, no miniature giant space hamsters.
I
Glad
am
someone got the
my
reference.
army.
Well, if you're done talking to the mutt, let us direct this raft to that shore. Seems like a warmer place than out in the middle of this lake.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna perform a perception. Is it perception? Would it be?
Well, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there's any other identifying features of these people out of caution.
I would say that's more of an insight check.
Insight check. Insight. Okay.
So roll a d20 and add
14.
your insight. 14.
Yeah.
You can't really tell if they're just say like a traveling band or if they're maybe bandits or whatever. But the man who's beckoning you closer seems to be friendly enough.
Okay.
Then may I proceed with doing whatever check is necessary to get to shore?
Yeah, you don't need to make a check. In fact, actually, the current is slowly drifting you to the island.
Very well. I can sit and be merry.
Okay.
A dragonborn be merry.
It is possible.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah.
However unlikely.
For once, I prefer the company of this pint-sized piece of dragon shit to you.
Huh.
Motioning to the kobold as I say that.
It's a little bit harsh.
What?
He's not even paying attention to you. Insulting
not that
him behind
pint-sized.
his back.
He's sitting there like munching on a piece of alligator and goes,
Mr. Cobalt, what should I call you so I don't refer to you as lizard person?
Lizard person was my father. Ur'Chantik.
Can I call you Chanty?
just so long as it's not Binks.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Am I allowed to call you Chanty? Because I will not remember
There's, like-
Ur'Chantiks.
Yeah.
Sure.
The human mind has enough
Okay.
Sure.
things to be
I just realized
forgetful
how well me spacing out while we're playing this, like me spacing out actually plays really well into this character.
It's great. It's really great.
All right, so the eventually the raft does make landfall on the island. It's sturdy enough, and you're able to pull the raft onto the island. I'm guessing you approach the group of people.
Send the Dragonborn.
I'd prefer to hold back. Humans and my kind do not interact very well very often.
You're the one who wanted to get to shore as quick as possible.
Oh,
You
bloody
can go
hell.
and talk
Garin
to
will
them.
go out to negotiate.
Okay. As you approach, the old man stands up, as a greeting, and kind of bows slightly to you, and says, good. You're the first people we've seen for a very long time."
Thank you for pointing this out to us. We might have missed it. We've been floating in that god-awful swamp for, well, it's been a while now.
Yes, it is very easy to get lost, especially if you are traveling by way of the waterways. My name is Skarengi.
I am Garin. It's nice to meet you.
Sounds like pasta.
No comments from the peanut gallery. What can we do for you, Skarengi?
I was just motioning
Oh, fuck.
you to join us by our fire, in case you are downtrodden enough to need the rest.
Fire is very welcome. Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Uh-oh.
Sure. You see the children start running around, playing amongst each other, and as soon as they see the Dragonborn and the Kobold, they kind of and run around behind the legs of their father.
Pathetic human children.
And Carloni is giving you the name of the Skarengi introduces his son Carloni, and he says, Carloni starts giving you the kind of the stink eye that you're scaring his children.
I put Nana down,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks back at me, and I encourage her to go play with the kids.
Give me a quick D20.
6.
6. The wolf actually is a bit timid and doesn't want to leave your side. In fact, when the children, kind of look at it, its hair rises on its haunches and it kind of backs up a couple of feet and starts growling.
Fine, Nana. Calm down.
Chill, bitch.
Stay by
Might
me.
be the scariest thing for these children. Once again, that dog proves its uselessness.
I'm going to cut him. I'm going to cut him.
I'm a cut a bitch.
I can zap him.
I
But
think
yet-
we've just formed a great fellowship. A great friendship.
Garin, was it? My apologies that the
Fellowship of
appearance
the
that I
Ring.
cannot control has scared your children.
He says, "Oh well, are you talking to Skarangi or Carloni?"
The father, Skarangi.
Well, no, Skarangi is Carloni's father. It's like
Precisely.
Skarangi is the grandfather.
Grandpa.
Okay, I'm talking to the person Garin was talking to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Skarangi. Yeah. Give me a charisma
I
check.
walk over.
Which check?
Charisma.
False roll. God damn it. 20, non-natural.
Okay. You kind of assume a very like a less hostile kind of stance, and the children ease around you after you show to be not quite so intimidating in your stature, and after your words, Skarangi looks at you and says, "It's all right. It's prudent to be cautious in this land."
I can understand, based on the reptiles and amphibians we faced on our way here.
Oh, the forest.
I was gonna
the,
say.
the fauna and flora of the swamp. That is nothing compared to some of the other inhabitants. Let me tell you.
Olvir places his hand on the Dragonborn's chest as a little shove away, and outstretches his right hand as a handshake, a friendly gesture towards the father, not the grandfather.
Carloni.
Carloni.
Whoa!
Carloni.
Terry Diamantis just followed me.
Oh.
Nice.
Carloni looks at you, nods, and extends his hand, and kind of assumes a less hostile kind of stance. Skarangi claps you on the shoulder and says, perhaps we should have dinner around the fire, and maybe tensions will ease.
That is a great idea.
And perhaps even there may be time for a fortune.
A fortune, you say?
Yes.
We can contribute
What kind
plenty
of
of alligator meat.
He says, that is fine, thank you. We don't need any forest creatures. We have plenty of meats and vegetables of our own. And on us, you don't need to provide anything.
Well, thank you for your hospitality. I am interested in what kind of fortune you are providing.
My daughter, Rayana, is a gifted seer. She has provided guidance to the people in the town nearby.
I see.
Just recently, she had several men from the village come seeking her counsel.
I see. I reach Olvir reaches into his side satchel and pulls out a deck of cards that are wrapped in purple silk. My mother was a seer.
Yes.
And she gifted me with this after I left.
Ah. And say, do you have the gift? Can you read the cards?
Aye.
We shall see. We shall see. There is, as I was saying before, a village nearby. It's called Marais de Tarascon. It's not far. It's not a place, but it is not a place to visit on a night such as this. And then when Skarengi says that, Carloni, kind of adds under his breath, "Quick, what's everyone's passive perception? How you calculate your passive? Yeah, how you calculate your passive perception is it's 10 plus your perception modifier.
16.
12.
14.
Xelthor,
What? Sorry.
what's your passive perception? It's 10 plus your perception modifier.
Right. Where the fuck is that? Hang on.
10.
The fuck? Wait.
Your wisdom score.
Oh! What? Oh god.
Thank you.
Oh god.
What is that?
Sorry, that might have been me. Sorry. There was some feedback from my mic. Sorry.
Okay, so it was okay, wisdom score.
Yeah.
D10?
No, it's just
No.
your wisdom modifier.
+1.
Plus
So
1,
11.
so it's 11. The only one that notices is Garin. You hear Carloni add, "You better stay in the swamp."
I'm sorry. I was on Twitter. I blame Terry. Like when people follow me, I'm like, what's going on? And then I get sucked into a thing, and it's like,
Put Twitter
It works.
down, man. You're role
I was
playing.
trying to. I was going to. I'm sorry. I'm being really rude. No. It's like,
That's fine. Okay.
He's
Yes.
becoming that guy.
So yes, Garin, you notice Carloni says, better to stay in the swamp when Skarengi mentions Marais de Tarascon. After dinner, the children are brought into this large covered wagon, and the woman comes out of the, or a very shapely woman comes out of the wagon. She smiles shyly and then settles nearby beside the fire. And she says, "This," Skarengi proclaims proudly, "is my beautiful daughter, Valana, and she will tell you your fortune." Valana gazes at each of you in turn, with firelight shining in her large black eyes. "The trouble began when I cast the runes for the quiet and lost young man, she explains sadly. "Perhaps it will end with another casting." She holds a flat pan in her lap and stone tiles in her hands. Then, after gazing once again into your eyes, she drops the tiles into the pan. "The Lost One has called you," Valana gasps. Each member of her family hastily makes a protective gesture. "The dead will walk with the coming storm, and you must find a way to put them to rest. If you cannot, the rain will turn to blood. It will rain down on you and all of Marais de Tarascon." Skarengi quickly ushers his wife and daughter into the wagon. "No charge for your fortune," the old man says hastily. "It is time to rest and let the adventures after the adventures of the day. Be our guests and sleep beside our fire."
Olvir looks at Rayana and can see a familiar sparkle in her eye
Well, it's Valana is her name.
and nods. Valana? I thought it was Rihanna.
No, Valana.
God damn it.
I was trying to affect the Romanian accent, you know.
Valana.
I know I'm no
Valana,
V,
okay.
so I'm not the the twatter.
The
or anything like
Twatter.
that.
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
I'm getting off
Olvir
fine, you dicks.
looks at Olvir looks at Valana and sees a familiar light in her eyes that reminds him of his mother,
Mhm.
and nods at her
That was my phone hitting my desk.
in recognition.
Well, Skaringi, after she tells you your fortune, you know, talking about the blood coming down and everything, she's already gone. Skaringi has kind of like ushered all of them inside of the Vardo and kind of said, stay by the fire and you'll be safe here, sort of thing.
1776 will commence once again.
He's kind of removed his family from you as soon as the runes were cast.
Right. This was while she was sitting by the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to speak up. I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, human,
I
I noticed that you noticed something in her. And being the son of a seer, what say you on this fortune?
Do you want me to pull cards?
I would
I
say if
want
you
you
want
to interpret the fortune.
if you want to interpret the fortune, each one of you can do that. If you really want, just go ahead and roll an insight check.
Insight.
I need to create an Alex Jones type character to play. Like a conspiracy theorist. And like when we get attacked by giant frogs, gay frogs.
Gay,
Putting their mouths
frogs
all over
turning
us.
gay.
Putting their mouths all over us, trying to get us with their tongues. That's gay.
That's gay.
Okay.
They had Olvir in their mouth. It's gay.
It's the
I rolled an
interdimensional
11
psychic
insight.
vampires. Oh my god!
What was that,
feeling amazing.
11 insight.
11. You assume, at least from your kind of perception, that at the very least, she believes that whatever she saw was real.
I got a 4.
Yeah, no further extrapolation for you.
I believe it. She believes it.
Yep.
Garin, dragon shit.
Hey, Chanty. Xelthor.
Huh?
Roll your d20.
Well,
I'm just gonna do that even if I am paying attention now.
I was gonna say Chanty, and I was gonna say, it's not just about you, Mr. Entitled.
what were we rolling?
Insight, if you are trying to interpret Valana's words.
13.
13. Yeah, again, you believe that at the very least she believes that whatever she saw in the runes, she believes is absolutely real. That it's a portent, a prophecy.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What color do kobolds tend to be?
Usually like either a sickly gray or a gray green.
Okay. Because I've seen that little bit of art like where it's kind of like red, so I'm like I can really be Chanty Binks them with like the
Yeah.
bright red color.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then
Oh,
I can say
dragon.
things like, "Don't get your cloaca in a twist."
I need Chanty Binks quotes.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up! I'm reading.
We'll say
And
it
that would
just
work
one more time.
perfect.
Roll your insight check, dragon shit.
I don't think.
If I had my way, every single man on this earth from 1 to 100 would be sliced to death with their own razor blades. The patriarchy has soul raped us since time began, and we have suffered enough.
I don't
Okay.
think he's.
Facing me.
I don't think he's into interpreting the
Prophecy.
prophecy.
I'm a
No.
feminist. I'm a feminist kobold.
As if kobolds weren't worthy of extermination enough, you know.
They're the only creatures I personally despise more than pinkskins.
You bed down next to the fire. It eventually goes out, and in the morning, when the light finally, seeds in through the overgrowths, you notice that the Vardo that contained the family is now gone, as if either in the middle of the night or earlier in the morning before you had awoken, they left. It's kind of in a hurry, especially given the distress after the fortune telling.
Bit rude.
Hmm.
Just taking
You
off
must
like
have-
that.
You must have scared him with your barbaric outlook on life.
Huh?
Funny. Very
Oh.
funny, dragon fucker.
I get it.
Bye!
Real suicide, cry me a river.
I do not dare talk about your heritage, and you bring up my parentage. You dare! You do it once more, and my warhammer will be in your face.
Cry me a river.
And I say, remember for that part for Chanty Banks, she's supposed to be like, "Cry me a river, cry me a river."
Very well.
Damn MRAs.
Yeah, in my rage over what
Okay, I have to
Olvir
stop.
said,
Derailing
I jammed the back end of my warhammer into his gut. Shall I roll for anything?
Are you trying to attack him?
Lightly, not full attack.
I think you
Oh,
need
there's no
consent
such
to
thing
drive
as
your
a
warhammer near anyone's
light,
gut.
you know?
I
There's no
guess
such thing
just
as a
sort of
light
an
attack.
intimidation strike.
I guess roll intimidate.
I think you need consent to drive that warhammer anywhere near someone's gut.
It's 17 intimidation.
Okay. Schoolboy, give me a charisma saving throw. Or rather, Olvir. Sorry.
18 plus.
Yeah, you're not even remotely intimidated.
19.
Like you can tell he's trying to muscle you and get you to capitulate, but you're not having any of it.
At this point-
am retort by punching the ground by his head. I'm assuming he's still, or by his. I'm assuming he just sat up. He didn't stand up, so he's still on the ground. So I'm gonna walk over and punch the ground right by him as an intimidation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
And it's an unarmed strike.
Well, no, it's just
For anything?
No, it's just an intimidation.
Okay. So 15.
15. Sarashaw, give me a charisma saving throw.
Nat 20.
You're not intimidated either.
Okay, at this point, Garin walks in between the two of them and holds his hands out and addresses them both. Okay. We get it. We all have a penis. He cocks his head to the side for a second. He looks at the kobold and he says, "Actually, I don't know that much about kobold anatomy, but I think we all have a penis." Let's move on.
I object. I would like to see
No.
more fighting, please. Thank you.
First he
Amusement,
takes
thank you.
First he takes back insulting my parentage.
First, you stop calling me pink skin.
That's what you are.
I'm a nice olive tone.
Yay!
I love it. I love it. I'm an olive toned, not pink. Take it back.
Blasted humans. And I walk off.
Each other.
Stupid dragon fuckers, and I walk off.
So you're both on an island, so you don't have very much places. There are very many places to go.
Fights.
We're pretty much at either end of the island at this point. Just
Oh,
How
okay.
small is the
you
island?
It's probably about maybe 30 feet across.
I walk that fast.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Both of you do.
Nana follows closely behind, curiously looking back at the kobold as he danced in glee over the verbal argument.
Are they not fighting anymore?
Little joker. Arrogant pink skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
After
That sounds like fighting words.
Chaos.
After a few minutes of cooling off, I walk back to Chanty and Garin and ask them, "What's the plan now? What next?"
Well,
I think we're supposed to go off and kill a bunch of already dead people.
Can we find a blacksmith or an armory or something so that I can make 2 new small axes? Because I didn't go and retrieve mine from the water.
You got a point.
Any objections? No? Okay, let's go.
After realizing my bluster was folly, I follow not far behind. Still acting prideful.
So I'm assuming all of you load back onto the raft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just stare at the pink skin menacingly.
Murr.
murder.
Unfortunately, you're not a
Hey,
Vistani, so you can't give someone the evil eye. So, you know.
Hey,
Ooh,
Chanty.
that's a good song.
Chanty.
Ah! What? What? Mm-hmm.
Look at the Dragonborn pouting. It's quite funny when a dragon is pouting because a pink skin mocked him.
You want to go for a swim again? Human.
Yes.
Like I
Garin.
said, like I said, the water's perfect.
That
Garin
enjoy
mutters
it.
under his breath for a moment. He puts his head down in his hand. And after a few seconds, he puts his head back up and he looks at both of them, and his eyes are glowing bright yellow. And his voice booms out very, very loudly. Enough! Get over it! And when I say very, very
No
loudly, I mean
manuals
like
for me.
3 times as loud as you've ever heard a person yell.
Yeah, the divine spark manifesting in that brief period.
I see the acolyte isn't as useless as I thought he was.
Yes, though I do not know which god he worships that could be my own. I do not like you, Pinkskin, but I will work with you if it is his will.
I worship
I'm
Lord
just gonna call
Apollo,
you
the
Sour
god of the
Patch.
sun, light, and fire.
Well, the tension
It's
has been lifted over the boat.
Okay. By about the fourth day that you can estimate that you've been on the water, the trees part in the swamp and close in around the raft, forming a thick tangle of branches and exposed roots, making progress slow and difficult. Sharp broken limbs scratch your arms and legs as you push the raft forward, and the wind whistles an odd, lifeless tune as it rushes through the leaves overhead. As you break through the clump of foliage, a light appears in the distance. It is brighter than a single lantern, warm and inviting in the cold, damp air. The light is not at eye level. It hovers in the dark so that you must look up to see it. Like moths to a flame, you and your raft slide easily towards the source of the light. It's a small wooden house, hardly larger than a shack. Light spills from two front windows and a wide open door. The house appears to be suspended in the air above the surface of the swamp, and its reflection shimmering in the dank pool before it. The house rises at the very least about 15 to 20 feet above you.
Is there a ladder?
Not from what you can see.
Can I do a perception check?
Sure.
Okay.
What?
5.
No, you don't notice anything other than what I've already told you.
Oh, sorry. Perception is 4, so 7.
Yeah, no.
Well then, if it's only about 20 feet above, I think I can throw a kobold that high. Want to go for a quick flight, my little lizard friend?
Did you call me a nipple lizard?
Little lizard friend.
Not particularly.
Well,
Nipple lizard.
okay.
Chanty, he just called you small.
Don't find the...
And he called you a friend.
Yes. Kobolds are fellow draconians, unlike you, human.
Better than Pinkskin.
Oh god. Morty.
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 Then I guess if none of us have a way to get up, we continue sailing along the currents, unless anyone wants to adjust the raft in any way.
Don't we have a rope or anything?
Well, if any of you have the rope, like if you bought it or if you have the explorer's pack, you should have some rope.
I have rope.
Do you have any way of securing or fastening the rope?
Guess that will require a perception check myself.
Hoping the
I
wizard
came up with a
has,
plan.
or the sorcerer or something might have mage hand.
Did you take Mage Hand as a cantrip? Chanty?
Chanty.
What? Huh?
Mage hand. You have it.
Mage
Mage hand.
Mage hand.
Do you have it?
As
Do
a
I have a
cantrip.
mage hand? As a cantrip. No, I don't. I have messaged minor illusion, poison spray, and ray of frost.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Can I begin my perception check?
Mage Hand
I'm
is
looking
essentially like minor telekinesis. You could fasten a rope with Mage Hand.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Sorry.
I'm looking.
I was texting my brother.
Oh, okay.
My brother, he's I asked him if he had an extra set of dice, and he does.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Yee.
As I was
Asking me
saying,
about stuff.
can I begin my plan with a perception check, specifically on the upper level or what would be known as a balcony of that house?
Sure.
8, perception is 2, only 10.
Yeah, obviously you notice that there is some sort of like overhang from the door, but there's not much, and it doesn't look like there's any kind of like handholds or anything like that you can immediately fasten to the front of it.
Who wants to climb?
Perhaps my plan will still work. Cobalt, how much can you hold in terms of holding a rope back? I throw you up there with one of our ropes. You hold it back while one of us climbs up, and then 2 of you hold on and get the other 2 up.
Kobolds do not belong in the air.
Well, you want up in the house, or do you want to sail along the current?
Do you want me to throw you? Instead?
Yeah. That works. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Cobalt likes me better.
Supposed to be in the air, man. I don't belong in the air.
Chanty likes me better. So I pick up.
Much.
I pick up Chanty
Human.
and
throw him up with the rope.
Give him one.
You consent to pick me up.
Didn't I already get that? Chanty, is it okay if I pick you up?
Initiate.
Is it okay if I pick you up? Is it okay if I throw you up onto the balcony? Is it okay if I hand you this piece of rope?
You don't need continuous enthusiastic consent for this.
Yeah, do it. Whatever.
So, do I have to do a strength check?
Yes, give me a strength athletics check.
Oh, so strength plus athletics?
Well, it's if you don't have athletics trained, it defaults to your strength modifier.
Okay, I have athletics trained.
If you have athletics trained, then you can add your proficiency modifier as well.
So it's 2 plus strength plus whatever you roll in the d20.
Athletics is plus 6.
Yeah, because you have 4 plus your proficiency modifier of 2. So it's 6 plus a d20.
No, my athletics is a plus 6.
I know.
Exactly. Roll.
You have a plus 4 on your strength and a plus 2 on your proficiency modifier. So that's 2 and 4 is 6. So it's 20, a d20 plus 6.
10.
10? Grand total? You rolled a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Chanty, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie.
I hope he's...
Real quick, okay, so that I'm assuming is that another roll a d20 and then add the thingamabobbers?
Yes, d20 plus your dexterity saving throw bonus.
5 total.
You pick Chanty up, you hurl her into the air, but didn't get enough height.
Assume my pronouns?
Yeah, I did. You didn't get enough height or distance, so she comes crashing back down into the swamp with a loud splash.
Way to go, human! Now go rescue him.
Right in front of the.
I can't swim.
I'll just.
You are holding onto the rope. So
I pull the rope out of the water and apologize profusely to Chanty. I'm so sorry, Chanty. I
Chanty's completely soaked.
Rope properly.
I'm honestly more concerned with someone misgendering me. I have to stop.
Okay.
Stop with that.
That actually fits into the character strangely well.
Wait, Chanty, are you a boy or a girl?
Do not answer
you-
no.
Non-binary demi-queer, alright? Queer heterosexual. I'm a queer heterosexual.
Okay.
You are, but that's not what we
Blue
asked.
lads.
Who's next? Who wants to throw Chanty next?
I can give it a try.
He has to be willing, or there's incredible penalties.
Okay, we have to put the Chanting Binks character to rest right now. It'll never end. That's just going to be my character from now on.
That's okay.
But little one, are you okay with being thrown by the monk?
I'm not a
Yeah,
monk,
yeah, yeah.
I'm a priest.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
A war priest, to be specific.
Whatever.
Home slice.
So you picking him up and hurling him again?
Yeah, I'll give him a hurl.
Chuck me, daddy.
13. Not a great effort.
Chanty, give me another dexterity saving throw.
11.
11. You're able to right yourself in the air, but you're still not high enough to grasp the ledge. And you come back down, and luckily, the rest of everyone in the party was able to catch you before you either go plunging into the brackish water or come crashing down into the raft.
Cool. And it's like me getting thrown in the air just kind of like blow-dried me?
No, you're still sopping wet, and
Oh,
you're
okay,
leaving
fine.
horrible
Okay.
What
stains
if-
on everyone's arm.
What if several of
Okay.
us give him a boost? We can throw him up and he can jump at the same time. He might get further that way.
So you want to work together to sort of catapult him onto the balcony instead?
Yes.
Trebuchet
we?
me. Duh.
Shall we?
Okay, so what happens then
Do it.
is everyone gives me a who's participating in that gives me a strength athletics check.
Yeah. D20
Including I?
betrayed me.
Yeah, mine too.
8.
Olvir?
I got 8, and he got...
6.
Oh! Schoolboy to the rescue from backstage.
What did Olvir get?
23.
Oh, geez, where did he say that? Because I didn't hear him.
He posted...
70 plus 6.
Oh, he typed it.
Oh,
He's
okay,
semi-AFK.
got it. Okay, with a 26.
23.
Or
17
23.
plus 6.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, give me another dexterity saving throw, Chanty.
18
18. Okay.
total.
Yeah. This time, all of the stars were aligned, so to speak, and everyone gets into their positions that they need to get into, and yes, you are hurled up onto the ledge and land safely.
Great, you're up there. How much can you hold on that rope?
I had to
Well,
let out a wee.
now that you're up there, you also look over to slightly to one direction, and you notice that there's a rope ladder.
Good. I didn't want to rely on a kobold holding my rope as I climbed up it.
could just not extend the. Do I have to extend the ladder, or is it like?
It's up to you.
Or is it,
You could be stuck there by yourself for
Oh.
eternity.
I have a rope. All right, so
We
I'll
have the
extend
raft.
it. I was actually asking if it was. Oh yeah. I was actually asking if it was already extended or not.
Oh,
but
no,
I guess
no, no.
It's not. So.
Yeah,
So
you.
I will extend it.
Yes, you unfurl it. You let it drop. The rope ladder uncoils all the way down. It's about like maybe a foot up from you, but you're able to step up easily onto the rope ladder and climb up.
Very good. I hate to admit it, but my grasp when we were boosting was terrible. If it wasn't for you, barbarian, that wouldn't have worked.
I
Good
look
job.
over at Chanty and see that he's dancing with the rope.
It's like Cirque du Soleil.
I think it's probably more like the Snoopy dance. Anyway, so we all make it up the ladder?
The little house has only one room. All told, more than 24 lanterns hang from pegs on the wall and sit on the warped floor, flooding the shack with light. To the right of the door, unopened boxes have been neatly stacked against the wall. An open-topped barrel sits beside the boxes. In the center of the room, facing the door, is a young man. He sits within a circle of 5 burning lanterns, with large blank eyes fixed in place. The young man is unusually thin and pale, and his long blonde hair hangs limply to his shoulders. His features are tortured. The simple shirt and pants that he wears are clean and fresh. He clutches a small book in his lap, but makes no move to get up or greet you, except to slowly struggle out an incomprehensible phrase. The on descend shall evil of night the land. At near is signs of Hexed when this win hand. And then returns to his quiet state, neither speaking nor responding in any way.
Can I roll an insight check to try and figure out what the hell that was?
Sure.
21.
Give me, rather than insight, give me an intelligence check.
Direct intelligence.
Yes.
19.
19. You're able to figure out that it's the words are jumbled. That if you were to reconstruct them, they would form a phrase that actually kind of makes sense.
What did he say again?
No, hold on. Let me face the microphone so you can hear it probably a little bit better. The on descend shall evil of night the land. At near is signs of Hexed, this when hand.
Thus Windburn.
I'd rather throw a check than try and unscramble it directly.
Sure.
Of what type?
Intelligence.
I'm joining in on this.
Okay.
That could be a whole lot of different things.
15.
What are we doing?
Rolling for intelligence.
Oh, I'll do that. D20,
Okay.
yes?
Yes.
16.
9.
None of you can really decipher it.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. We're all stupid.
See, I'm not that good at puzzle solving.
I think this
Well.
guy's just like had a little too many mushrooms.
He looks like he's in a state of shock. He's got wide open eyes and just kind of stares out into the distance, very much with a blank expression.
It would be dishonorable to intrude any further upon him. I suggest we
Thank-
follow those.
I want to poke him.
Don't poke him.
I say we go back and find that town
Maybe he'll do a little dance.
that they mentioned earlier. Not much
You
to
can wait
tell here.
outside. I'm going to try to talk to him a bit more.
You
Okay.
trespass in another's house without consent. Pathetic, intruderous, duplicitous
Go now.
bag.
I've got
If it
something
bothers you so
unjumbled
much,
that seems
leave.
to make sense, but I don't know. I don't have any idea whether it's right or not, but it makes more sense than what was actually said.
Which was?
Night shall descend on the land near the signs of this hand when evil hexed, or something.
Hmm.
Well, I can't tell you that if you're right or not.
No, I'm not waiting for that. Take it or leave it. It is what it is.
Yep.
If it makes any more sense to you guys, or I could just be leading you in the exact wrong direction. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Am I the only one left inside the room, or is
That's up to everyone else. if
Anyone
everyone
leaving?
wants to leave.
Well, I
I know the
refuse.
dragon
waiting for a
balloon's
chance-
outside.
I'm just waiting for a chance to poke him.
Is it
And he'll
nighttime?
do a little dance.
Yes, it is nighttime.
I think this is probably an excellent place to spend the night.
If
I-
he is willing
I
to have
agree.
us for the night, then so be it. Otherwise,
Well-
we find our own home.
Let me try and talk to him, then. You won't. Blah, blah,
Be
blah.
honorable.
Well,
I
you
should
can
start putting more
step
emphasis on
outside.
the S's.
Whatever the word honor means to you humans.
Kobolds put more emphasis on the S's, don't they?
Yes.
Right. I should probably start doing that.
Are you gonna poke him?
I'm gonna fucking poke him.
How are you
I'm
gonna poke him?
With a ladle.
You're just gonna boop.
Just right on the back of the head. Just
When you poke him, he doesn't react in any way. He just kind of donk and then just
that kills the mood.
I sit in front of him, and I pull out the deck of cards that my mother gave to me and unravel the purple silk cloth that they're wrapped in,
Mm-hmm.
I want to eat one.
hoping for
His
a
cards?
reaction.
Yes.
Are you actually gonna eat one of his cards?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
I smack your
Everyone-
snout. No.
Okay. Yeah, you take out the cards.
Is there any reaction to the cards being
No.
revealed?
No.
Okay.
Punisher would like to know how long we're planning to go to.
It's up to you guys.
Uh,
I don't know exactly how
in
long
the
we've been
schedule
streaming.
yesterday, I said we would go to 11.
Okay.
Like, if 11's okay. You guys want to continue, I'm okay with it.
11 for you.
11 is 8 minutes from now.
Okay, so you're 3 hours ahead. You're on East time.
8 o'clock for us.
8 o'clock. All right. Yeah, it works.
Well, do we want to end here and then continue off after a night's rest in the shack?
I refuse to rest within the shack. I refuse to trespass in another man's home without consent.
Then sleep outside.
I
warm in here.
shall.
I like
Pink
this chant.
skin.
I like Chanty.
Dragon shit. Sun monk.
Is there crates in this house?
Yeah. Like I said, there were stacked up crates to one side.
Is
there anything in the open barrel?
You look inside the barrel. You see fresh clothes.
Ah. So, how many clothes are there?
I mean, there's obviously the clothes that are in this barrel are the ones that the young man in front of you is wearing.
Right.
They're in two places at
Can I-
once.
Yeah. No. It's
More of the clothes.
Yeah, more of the clothes.
Can I check the crates?
God, that was pedantic. Yes, you can check the crates if you want.
Ready. Okay. So I am going to check the crates.
Okay, you crack open the crates. You notice that there is fresh fruit, vegetables, and freshly baked loaves of bread inside.
Oh God, I gotta take these. Guys,
When
I
you
found some
They never belong
rations.
to us.
When you attempt
found
to do
his
so,
rations.
I barge in and swat your hand away from it. You do not dare steal from a person.
Does
He's
he
clearly
look
not
like
using
he's
it.
eaten? Does he
I-
look like he's eaten?
He looks pretty
I don't
emaciated,
care.
actually.
I will kill thieves on sight.
He does look like he has not eaten.
Right. That I was asking these guys if he looks like he's eaten. How
Maybe
is
he
a
didn't have
guy
any way to
who-
open the crates.
I opened them really easily. He had a way to open them. He
Yeah, they
hasn't-
weren't sealed in any way.
like. How is fresh baked bread in these crates when there's no oven to bake the bread in? And
That
this
is a
guy
good
hasn't-
point.
This guy hasn't looked like he's moved in, I don't know, a couple weeks. This guy's in a trance.
I don't trust the food now. I don't trust it. I don't like it. I don't trust it. Bad news bears.
And I will kill anyone who touches this man's food.
Hey, Chanty, do you want to do a
Poke.
spell
You
detect?
poking him again?
Well, I poked the food.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just it plops us to the side after you poke it.
Is there spell
Very
detection
benign.
or something that can be done on this guy?
There is what's called an Arcana check. What that is like if you suspect that there's magic at play, you can roll that to see if something is amiss magically.
Okay. Does someone who works with magic want to do an Arcana check on this guy to see if he's under some trance or spell or something?
I rolled a 21.
21. There's a likelihood that he could be under some sort of magic effect. There's also the same likelihood that he could just be mad.
So he's either insane or he's under a spell. Is there any other way to be able to tell?
Did the
Tell
food
which?
appear to be magic to anybody?
No. No, the food is completely mundane.
And of course, as I have said, I will kill anyone who steals.
Medicine. Is there any medicine that could bring him back to cognitive awareness?
You don't know of any. Not really. I mean, this isn't the 21st century or 21st century here, so you don't, you can't prescribe him a Xanax.
No, I understand that. I just meant because Chatty has medicine.
I know.
I was wondering
I
if there's something in
Could
folklore.
always try to heal
Medicine.
him, but I don't think that would really do much because he doesn't appear to be hurt.
Yeah, he doesn't appear to be sick or injured. He just looks malnourished.
This trespass and violation has gone on far enough.
Oh, shut up. We need to help him. If you're such an honorable person, then try and help him out.
Yeah, I'm protecting him from thieves like you trying to steal his food.
Did I take anything?
Not yet.
I believe we're
Yet
wasting
being
our
the
time.
operable word.
The youth will pipe up and string the same set of syllables, croaking them out as though it's just kind of like his catatonic autonomic response.
Can you read them again?
The on descend shall evil of night the land. At near is signs of hexed when this win hand.
Some evil shit will descend upon the land.
After this,
That's what I'm gathering.
this hexed hand. It might have something to do with someone who is cursed.
Something, perhaps?
No. It's a thing. It's a hand. It's a hand. A cursed hand. Darkness will descend on the land. Something. This hexed hand.
The hand in the land and the lamb in the band.
Something like that.
Whoa, Black Betty, ram a lamb.
Whoa, Black Betty. Okay, fine. If we're not staying here, where are we going to stay?
When this hand
Alright.
is hexed, night shall descend on the land near the signs of evil. When this land is hexed, night shall A
hexed hand.
Eternal winter.
This isn't Narnia.
Reminds me of Game of Thrones.
This hexed
it
hand
reminds me of
shall-
Game of Thrones. Okay.
This hexed hand shall fall upon the land at the sign of evil.
It's 10 o'clock, guys, if you want to call it.
Let's call it.
Yep.
All right, guys. So that's our first session. We will be back sometime to continue. Have a good stream, everyone. Have a good night.
You too.
Night.
Guys.
All right.